Hey guys, this is Anime Ball Z here, and today we are going to be doing the third part to What If Goku Was a Demon. Please like the video if you haven't already and subscribe. It's totally free and you can unsubscribe whenever you want. There's nothing much else I'd like to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video.
Slick talker since a jit. Winter time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag. Disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
Are they fighting the guy now? Trunks asks, by his side. Yeah, they are, Goku says, while crossing his arms, then turning back to the group. They go about discussing what to do next, and Goku just says that they should wait for that fighter to be dealt with. He seems very reluctant to go over and see what's happening, and this confuses the other warriors. He's a very highly respected warrior, he's the reason a lot of them are alive right now, and so don't try and ask too many questions. In this time though, Goku starts to feel strain on his body. It starts off as a sensation like a headband being tightened around his head. This is from him trying to control the zombified androids. It's becoming incredibly difficult to keep things up, but he stays in Super Saiyan to give him that extra power and waits for the job to be done. At the scene, Cell sucks the ki of the last humans in Ginger Town, cackling from the power that he can feel flowing through his body. As he lifts, he receives a kick straight to his face from Vegeta. He's sent flying back and tumbles into a building before 17 dives into him and both fists aimed forward. He is sent straight through the building before 18 grabs his tail to swing him around and slam him into the road this time. I really can't be bothered with this, so let's make it quick, 17 shouts, cracking his knuckles. Vegeta seems to be like a mindless minion, but people that are stronger when Goku killed them have a lot more consciousness when they get resurrected to be these zombies. 17 still follows Goku, but he has a lot more of the mind that he had before Goku killed him. These fighters don't seem to know how much they've already hurt Cell though. He strugglingly raises up to his hands and knees from getting hit by that attack, then is hit right in the face by Vegeta. Vegeta screeches at the fallen fighter, making the other two a little startled. Cell is starting to see blurs and the sun seems a lot brighter than it once did. He's been really beat up by these attacks, but his body is incredibly durable. We saw half of his body get shaved off and just come back, so if the nucleus in his head isn't destroyed, he'll be fine. Just as he lifts to a single knee to attack, he sees 17's open palms aiming at his face. Good night, he says, before firing off a series of blasts at Cell. The fighter that is Cell is gone, just like that, and the fighters poof into nothing once their job is done. Goku takes in a deep breath upon being relieved of that stress and is happy to know that the job is done. This leaves no more threats for them to deal with. The body of Cell is now added to his arsenal of zombies for him to control, and he can deploy them at any moment to deal with threats when needed. During this 7-year time skip, peace is instilled on Earth, and during this time somebody starts talking a lot more than before. The Saiyan, the Demon Saiyan. Goku and the man start talking about the world and how Goku can continue this period of peace. What if this isn't the goal though, the man asks, that is sat beside Goku who is sat in a vast grassland. What do you mean, Goku asks, before picking up a bead of grass from the ground. He spent a lot more time just enjoying what the world has to offer now that he knows there is true peace. Even if Frieza has been gone for a while, he's confident that when he comes, if he comes, he will have the power to take him down. Like, what if some people have to go? Like a world order. Have the strong at the top watching over those at the bottom, telling them how they should conduct themselves to keep things in order. If people can't integrate into that society, they should get sacrificed for the greater good, he states. This brings back several concerns that Goku has had with this man. He started to get used to him being around, he's kind of had to. I mean, he signed a contract, and with him having his soul and forcing him to follow pretty much every command he gives him, there's no choice in the matter. He can't get rid of him. I mean, he's seen various powers that this Demon Saiyan can use. He can stop time, and he's basically given him all the zombification powers that he has now. So upsetting him could be dangerous for him. That's wrong. Everybody deserves the chance to live. Why should we let some people live over others? Goku asks. The man doesn't even reply and just lightly chuckles after he says this. Wait, Goku hasn't been following that philosophy. He's been killing those that are evil. But they're evil though. They cause so much harm to other people. It doesn't just come down to people that are psychopathic murderers, Goku. There are still people that aren't capable of that violence and wrongdoing, but those that fester that dark will in others. Manipulators, the ignorant, other people that cause this mayhem, this chaos. Shouldn't they all go to let that peace remain? He asks further. Goku gives no such reply at first. What he said makes total sense to him, but it still has that same ambiguity that his words always carry. So, what would you do? What do you mean by that? Goku asks further. He then puts his hands up, pushing himself back slightly. No, I'm just giving random ideas. I didn't say I believed anything I said. It's just good to be on the other side sometimes, to see if your ideas really hold up to scrutiny, the man says, before standing. Think about it. You want peace, prosperity. Think about if you can do that with everyone still around. Frieza couldn't be in that world, Dodoria couldn't, Zarbon couldn't, see if you find anyone else that fits that criteria, he states. Goku stands, and then their conversation goes a different way as he begins to fly back to his friends. The following years of this time skip then pass, and peace is soon to be broken. Goku is watching Gohan fight Kibito, and he did enter this tournament reluctantly. All he remembers from fighting is the grueling training that his father would put him through. However, the Z Fighters and Goku did convince him to come back for just one time, and he has been the superhero, the Great Saiyan Man, during this time, so it isn't all that bad. He is still attacked by Yamu and Spopovich, and Goku then sends the zombie Vegeta after the duo. He screeches as he chases after them, zooming through the air at top speed. He assails Yamu, grabbing him and kicking him in the stomach. This attack breaks his ribcage, but just as he kills him with this attack, Spopovich stabs the device into his back. This allows him to suck even more energy from him. It begins exploding up the meter way faster than he expected, and breaks past the meter's max reading rather quickly. Wait, let's see where he's going, Goku orders. Vegeta just stands still, and the man is left to escape. Alright, let's go and see what's going on, he says, and Vegeta fires off at top speed in Super Saiyan to land in front of the spaceship. Goku lands close by him, and Dabura appears shortly after. He shoots his spit at Vegeta, and it lands on him since he sees no reason to move. It lands on him, and the spit starts to turn him to stone. However, a few seconds pass, and cracks appear in the stone statue of Vegeta. Let those cracks break out and he'll never be the same again, Dabura shouts. They continue to expand, but then layers of the stone start shaving off the statue. As this happens, it releases small puffs of black smoke. Soon, under the stone exterior is Vegeta's decayed, rotten flesh that has been restored. The stone is soon all removed, and what is left is just this ordinary body. Vegeta then growls as he zooms down toward Dabura, sharpening his hand to sever his head off completely. That's the end of him. As they begin to talk some more, Goku hears about who this Majin Buu is. Apparently, he is an evil character from many millennia ago that destroyed galaxies and caused much death and suffering. Goku knows that this is his chance to get rid of him. However, Goku, upon hearing the level of his power, starts to wonder what would happen if he made his fighter his minion. It would be a great fighter to add to his arsenal, and he's dead set on doing that. Upon entering the ship, Gohan is instead the fighter to take on Pui Pui, since Vegeta is Goku's minion now and not alive. Even in the 10 times gravity he hasn't used before, he is still far more powerful than the warrior and takes him down rather quickly. As for Goku, all he needs to do is go Super Saiyan to take out Yakon. Since they've defeated Dabura, they've taken down all the fighters Babidi has to offer them. Since they've already defeated Dabura, they've taken down all the fighters Babidi has to offer them. However, upon sensing Goku's powers, he can feel that he is a good target. He can sense this pure dark evil inside him, like Buu's if he's totally honest. It's surprising for such a pure-hearted guy to have this impurity inside him, but he doesn't care. All he needs is his power. Goku feels this throbbing pain in his head and can feel somebody trying to take control of his mind. Now, there's a darkness for Babidi to grasp onto, but since Goku is just so strong, he can battle this. However, from Spopovich, he's taken enough energy to get Buu activated right away anyway. The demon is resurrected, and those around Goku try to get rid of him before he activates. Goku, come on, we have to stop him from resurrecting, Gohan insists, as he continues to try and blast the opening brown ball. You might be strong, Saiyan, but this Majin Buu will be beyond your power. Nobody has come to challenge him in history. It's not good to play with fire by assuming such confidence, Shin shouts, starting to blast the brown egg himself. They continue to fire off at the sealed ball, thinking that they've taken Buu out before he could fully activate. However, their hopes are denied as Buu reveals himself. The large fat pink fighter steps forward and acts as goofily as he always has. Ah, Majin Buu, the demon says, from beside Goku. What, do you know him? Goku asks. I do, from a long time ago. He used to be much closer to me. I saw him when he was just a newborn, but I didn't expect him to end up like this, he explains. What, how did you see a demon get born? Are you a demon yourself? Goku asks. Oh, stop with that interrogating, Goku. No, I'm not a demon. Things just worked a little differently when I was younger. Long before your time, very long before your time, he explains, before vanishing. Buu gets ready to fight those ahead of him at Babidi's command. He bats his chest and then flies forward, much to the terror of Kibito and Shin who watch this. As soon as they see the advance, traumatizing memories just flood through their minds of their friends getting brutally killed by this thing. It's a bit weird to see Buu moving so fast even from his very rotund shape. However, Goku lifts up and sends his hand straight through his chest before ripping it out. He thinks that the job is done, but all he hears is laughing from behind him. Why are you laughing? Goku asks. You won't kill a guy like him like that. You need to shred every single part of his body. Just watch and see, the demon Saiyan says, pointing back toward Buu. The hole in Buu's chest seals up right away before he grabs Goku from both sides. He's still in his base form, and even if he is much stronger, this is still a challenge to resist Buu. He continues grabbing him, then throws a few headbutts in. Now, these strikes hurt quite badly, but Goku just swings himself overhead and slams Buu into the ground. Following this, he roars while still in his restricted position and enters Super Saiyan 2 in an instant. Destroying Buu's hands with just his intense aura, he grabs him to then catapult him into the air. Aiming both hands up, 2 dark blue energy blasts appear in his hands, with the same hue as the dark twilight sky. Firing these 2 dark blasts above, they zoom toward Buu and engulf him. With so much heat and power, it's safe to say that the fighter is done now. As the blasts dissipate, nothing is left of Buu. Just like that, Goku has managed to defeat him. Instead of staying there though, he flies off into the distance to test something, so no one can watch him. Lifting his hand, he feels that same strain on it that he did when trying to summon the androids for the first time. From the ground, a grey looking Majin Buu appears from the ground, with glowing red eyes as he stands before Goku. What Goku wants Buu does, Buu exclaims, while patting his chest like a child. It's clear that he's kept a lot of his character, but it's good to see that he's still in his power. He was hoping that he wouldn't be too strong to the point where Goku would struggle to contain him. It's about that time again, Goku. If you want the life force you need for this power, you need to remove some others. I know it's hard, but it's what you must do to keep saving people from terror like this, the Demon Saiyan states. Fine, Goku replies, before giving Buu the order to take out a few hundred people, then return here when he's done. He is told to aim for criminals, other people that he can discern are bad people, but beyond that, to just take out anyone at random. It hurts Goku to see this happen, but now it hurts less. He's been told it's for a good cause, and so doesn't think too much about it. Krillin ends up flying away and then feels this weird decrease in ki in the distance. Heading over to the area, he sees this weird fighter flying through the city, killing relentlessly. This fighter he can see takes a few seconds to scout out the area before pounding in and causing much distress and murder in the streets. He's moving so fast that the ordinary humans in the city don't really know what's happening. Upon watching more closely, you can see that this is the fighter that Goku had just defeated. His body freezes. No, this can't be. Why would Goku defeat that fighter only to let it go on a rampage like this? Now he feels too scared to move. His mind is just clouded with way too many thoughts. In this moment, he can then sense a strong ki heading toward him from behind. Goku. He flies forward at top speed, but Goku stops in place and holds his arms out. I promise you, Krillin, this isn't what it looks like, Goku says. As he arrives, Majin Buu stops moving, then turns to black smoke. He's made sure to deactivate him in Krillin's presence, and he does have some explaining to do. Goku, what is that? You're using a minion to kill people. I knew something happened to you on Namek. Did you get possessed by a demon or something? Krillin shouts, going into a panic. No way, I need to be strong enough to save people, so I'm using a power that lets me do that. Without it, I can't keep the peace, Goku explains. Peace? You call that below peace? Look at the people in the streets, they're terrified. You're murdering people, why are you doing that? That isn't peace. No, it's to power myself. The powers aren't good looking, they're quite dark in nature, but that is the power I can use to save people, Goku insists. As he continues to argue with Krillin, he starts getting annoyed at the fact that he just isn't listening to him. He's ignorant, he can't see the bigger picture. Why can't anyone see the bigger picture? I can't let this continue, Krillin shouts, before trying to fly off. However, Goku stops him from doing so and appears in front of him as he turns. I can't let you go. I promise you this is the only way to bring peace to the world, Goku claims. You're sick, Goku. I need to show everyone what you've done, who you are now. If you aren't willing to change, I can't let you go on like this, he exclaims. I can't let you go, Goku shouts. Lifting his hands to his face, Krillin prepares to use the solar flare but stops suddenly as a laser blast fires through his chest. He stops and looks down to Goku's extended finger that has been aimed at him. What made you do this? Krillin asks, with those being his last words. He descends and falls into a crowd of other human corpses below him, with Goku hyperventilating as his arm has been kept out. I'm sorry, Goku. It had to be done. It's hard to be the hero. You're doing amazing, just to let you know, the demon says, placing his hand on his shoulder. The darkness around his eyes has become even more pronounced. A pool of red energy envelops Goku, and his skin gets even paler and smoother. Goku doesn't even have words for what has happened. Everything is just too overwhelming. Why did Krillin have to fight him? Was he not a good person in nature? Why was he going against what is right? If he couldn't accept what was right, then he is the enemy, Goku says coldly. His irises glow their ordinary scarlet red, but this time it's brighter than before. His skin is covered in the droplets of Krillin's blood that flew out onto him. It gives him this dark, dangerous look. This can't be the right way, Goku exclaims, as tears start to flow down his cheeks. No, it is, Goku. You might have sacrificed a few, but that was necessary for the cause. Those criminals, those evil people, you saved them from themselves, and you saved the others from their presence. Everyone has been saved, he states. Goku looks down at the humans before blasting off as fast as he can and ends up hiding his signature as well. The only thing Goku can think of is going rogue. He doesn't want to see anyone he knows after what he did. He just feels so scared about seeing how they'd react to him killing his best friend. The others just think that he's training somewhere, but these days turn into weeks. These weeks turn into months. Something has happened to both Krillin and Goku. Everyone starts looking for them around the world because their disappearance is so odd. Their ki can't be sensed anywhere either. Goku is currently dragging along a killed deer, trying to keep his ki low while providing himself with enough power in his body to move quickly and to fight these animals that he kills to eat them. He's been living in solitude for a while, and with the demon being the only person talking in his ear, it hasn't improved his mentality in the slightest. Chucking it into the small cave area that he has been staying in, he hears someone land behind him. "Goku, where have you been all this time?" Tien asks. As he does so, Goku turns and reveals his warm, pale face. Not only that, but there's this darkness surrounding his eyes. Not only that, but there are scarlet red irises around his pupils. Even when they're not glowing, his eyes are now a permanent red colour. "Are you okay, Goku?" Tien asks, a little frightened by his appearance. "I'm fine," Goku says dejectedly. His voice is slightly deeper than it used to be, and it has this weird demonic, inhuman undertone to it. It makes him sound totally different to how he used to. "Why did you have to find me?" Goku asks, breaking the silence. What do you mean?" he asks. Unbeknownst to him, Krillin has arrived from behind him. His body is now greyed and rotten. Turning, he can see Krillin with black sclera and glowing red irises. No, this can't be real. Tien is just so shocked that he doesn't move at all. He continues staying stood there, just baffled by what he's looking at right now. This is what he's been doing. He's gone completely. "You shouldn't have found me," Goku says, before a destructo disc is sent hurtling toward Tien. Slicing him straight in half, Goku kicks it as hard as he can and shatters it before it can reach and cut him. "You're done now, Krillin," he says, before he vanishes. Each kill makes Goku feel less and less. It makes this path feel more right to him. This is the way to peace. He makes sure to leave this area as quickly as he can, finding a new area to hide so that he isn't found again. They end up searching and find that Tien is gone too. They didn't find his bisected body since Goku has now used him as a pawn. His corpse is gone as he is now under his control. His army of soldiers is growing, and it's making it so that he's doing less things himself. It makes it easier for him to hide, but furthers this sense of seclusion that he puts himself under. Keeping himself hidden for so long isn't doing anything positive to his mental state now that he's away from absolutely everyone. After a short while, after seeing Tien and Krillin gone, the others decide to hold back on things for now. Instead of searching for him, they look to the Dragon Balls to try and find answers. It's their only way to really get to the bottom of this. Gathering the Dragon Balls, the sky goes dark and Shenron appears from the ground. Standing before him is Bulma, Gohan, Goten, Chi-Chi and Yamcha with Puwa on his shoulder. After this time, the world just feels gloomy to them. Yamcha's two close friends are now gone, seemingly out of thin air. "Where is Goku?" Yamcha asks. Shenron goes silent for a short time and doesn't seem to give a response. "I'm afraid that is out of my power," Shenron replies. Out of his power? What does that even mean? How can Shenron just revealing information about someone be out of his power? "Out of your power, what do you mean?" Yamcha asks further. "It's beyond my abilities to reveal any information about Goku as long as any information pertaining to the reason why I cannot reveal any information about him," Shenron elaborates. This is really weird. Much weirder than they anticipated. Gohan and Goten's father has gone rogue and now can't be found no matter how hard they try. This means that he's really gone. Not dead, just gone. They can't even figure out where Tien and Krillin went. They found that nobody dies when they stop searching for Goku, so they have to just throw him in the past and forget about him. At least until they find a better strategy to find him. Gohan continues his normal life along with Goten. Somebody though wakes up from slumber. Beerus. He has dreamed of the Super Saiyan God and wants to see him for himself. Arriving on Earth, he doesn't meet any special Saiyan and only the two being Gohan and Goten. Both aren't very impressive warriors, so he is bummed out, but as he keeps going on about trying to fight a strong warrior, the others seem like they're hiding something. "What, is there a fighter you're trying to hide from me?" Beerus asks, confused by their odd demeanours. "Well, our father, his name is Goku. He's way stronger than any of us, but we just don't know where he is." Whis then looks into his staff's orb and can see Goku sitting on a rock, hiding within a forest on this planet. "I've located him," Whis states, making the two brothers look in immediately. "I think that he was hiding here. Do you two have any idea why?" Whis asks. "Not at all. It was out of nowhere. He just left. Some of our friends disappeared as well, but we couldn't find them." Whis then goes on to find some information about these friends of theirs, but it's safe to say that they've been killed. He has no way of locating them, and unless they manage to escape the whole universe, they are properly gone. Whis and Beerus, along with Gohan and Goten, fly in the sky to arrive in front of a Goku who is currently covered in some form of wolf hide. He's already stood as he sensed their key signatures well before they came here. Well, those of Gohan and Goten at least, since Whis and Beerus have God Ki and he can't sense that yet. "Father," Goten asks, landing on his feet. "No, not these two. Anyone but these two." He makes sure not to even look at him as he feels the emotions inside him bubble up. He thought that he'd forgotten about that life, but all of those feelings of weakness have resurfaced just upon seeing them. He won't be able to achieve his goal with these emotions that continue to tie him down. He has to be stronger. Beerus just wants to get a fight in, but as Whis looks at his face, he can tell that something bigger is happening here. That pale skin, those red eyes, this is the effect of Demon Ki. The power of corrupted Kai, corrupted people. Who are you two? Goku asks, clenching his fists. He's ready to fight right now, but the other two aren't at all intimidated by him. Even when he talks with this bold tone, there's no effect on them. Gohan and Goten, however, feel this pressure and fear growing inside them as soon as he starts talking in this way. They start to step away slowly, surprising Beerus, who is stood beside them. It looks like my convictions were correct, Whis says, swiveling around his staff. Goku is a demon. I can sense the ki from him. It's clear from his pale skin and darkened eyelids. This is the effect of demonic powers on the same body, Whis furthers. Really? Who would have thought that would be the reason for why you ran out of nowhere? Oh well, I'll get a good fight out of you and just get rid of you after. Are you the Super Saiyan God that they speak of? Beerus asks him. As he does, time freezes. Even for the gods that are stood there. Let's show him what he wants. I think it's time I take your powers to the next step, Daiko says, as he lifts his hand and places it on Goku's back. Daiko will just be the name of this demon Saiyan in the What If. A red-orange ki flows from his hand into Goku's, powering his body like it never has been before. I spent centuries learning about the Super Saiyan God ritual and learned how to replicate it using just my own powers. My way is a little more inefficient, but it gets the job done anyway, he comments, before removing his hand. Goku roars, revealing this power that he's never used before. His sclera turns to a dark black and his fiery aura is slightly different than the Super Saiyan God form we saw in the canon timeline. It resembles blood more. This only intensifies the fear in Gohan and Goten, who start to stand behind Whis and Beerus. What sort of power is that? Does he induce fear in anyone he looks at? I've never seen anything like that before, Beerus states. Goku shouts and zooms straight at the two fighters, taking on Beerus first. The God of Destruction lifts his forearm and takes his knee onto his forearms, letting himself slide past the two Saiyans that were stood behind him. Goku then unleashes a wave of attacks onto him, not even letting him move. Beerus can take the powerful assault but is surprised by how powerful the Saiyan is. Grabbing his head, he slams him into the ground and breaks the ground. As he holds him down though, he turns to see a group of grey corpses standing just ahead of him. Boo, Cell, Android 17, Android 18, Tien, Krillin and Vegeta. What is this? Before he can have another thought, Tien shoots his tri-beam straight at him. Since his body doesn't run on life force anymore as he has none, he can pretty much spam his tri-beam and receive no effect on his body. Beerus holds his hand to block the main brunt of the blasts and just isn't affected by them at all. Krillin swings in a destructive disc toward him and it slashes straight past his shoulder as he steps past it. It actually leaves a light graze in his shoulder and draws blood. How did these zombies cut his skin? Now this infuriates him. He runs forward, but to the three Saiyans watching, he kind of just teleports forward. Grabbing him by the neck to kick him straight in the head, he poofs away into black smoke. He then swings an arm through the android and Cell, reducing those that he needs to fight to just Boo and Vegeta. Before he continues to attack, he sees Vegeta standing there with his degraded body. What has happened here? I remember you. Your father used to rule the Saiyans. King Vegeta III, Beerus comments, as he is met by just a deathly screech. The boy that he had seen before is gone. All that remains is his deathly corpse. It doesn't really affect him as he never really talked to Vegeta, but it makes him more concerned with the powers that this fighter that he's facing has. Goku fires forward at top speed, but Beerus has had enough. Tapping his neck, he gets sent sliding across the dirt, then the other corpses poof away from this hit. Take him in. We need to investigate this, Beerus states. Whis is surprised that Beerus is making such a bigger involvement in this, but he can tell this is more serious than he thought. In the eons that they've lived, they haven't seen powers of this nature, and it's clear that they're quite powerful in nature as well. Goku awakes and finds himself in the realm surrounded by God Ki, Whis staff. The only person to keep him company here is Daiko, yet again. Daiko, how did you get in here? Goku asks, looking around at the mystical rainbow-coloured energy that surrounds him. It has this intense pressure that feels nothing like the Super Saiyan form that he had. I can be anywhere, Goku. My powers go way beyond this realm, Daiko explains. Now that Goku thinks about it, he has no clue who Daiko is still. It's been years and he can say that he is his closest companion. However, the only real thing he knows about him is his name. What are those powers? Goku then asks. Daiko doesn't reply initially, but then gives out a sigh. I think that I trust you enough to tell you now, so I will, I must say. I'm sure you can tell from my tail and appearance, Daiko states. I know I tell you that this is only how I present myself to you, and sometimes I am just an image, but this is my real body. When I create an image, I'm creating an image of how I truly look. It's just that my body isn't physically here. It's in another place like this, Goku reveals. What, like in a separate realm? Yes, exactly. It means I can't really be killed in the same way that everyone else can. You can destroy this physical projection of my body, but since no one knows where I really am, there's just no threat to me. Back to me, I was just a normal Saiyan like your ancestors. Getting by as the standard warrior race we were, but I wanted more. I knew there was more out there and I was willing to do anything to get there. So I spent time thinking about how to prolong my life and how to get what I wanted, and I ended up doing so, being smart and just not stopping for anything, Daiko explains. What did you learn? Well, I learned how to do this, create images of myself, create my own realm to house my body and the powers that you currently have. It all compounded on itself, and since I had all the time in the world, I just learned and learned. Now, the reason I revealed this to you is that I can get you out of here. You're perfectly compatible with the powers I've given you, so I think that I can give you enough strength to free yourself from here, he states. At this same moment in time, Beerus and Whis are on their planet, with Beerus sat at a table eating and with Whis stood near him. It looks like any ordinary day, but their conversation is much different to normal. What are we doing about Goku? Beerus asks. I'm not sure, Beerus. It's totally your call. My neutrality still stands, but I can say that his power is most certainly interesting, Whis replies. Beerus falls silent upon hearing this. He didn't really hear anything about what we said, as he's still deep in thought. Should he learn more about what's happening? Should he just get rid of him? What am I doing? Let's just get rid of him. I don't need to ask any questions. There's no way these mortals have formed a power above that of us. If it's beyond my power, then you can just step in. Reveal him so I can eliminate him, Beerus decides, almost out of nowhere. Of course, my lord, Whis states, looking to his staff to try and remove him. However, much to his surprise, there's nothing to remove. Well, where is he? Beerus asks. Whis' demeanour has totally changed. He doesn't seem as neutral and unconcerned as he usually is. His eyes have widened and there is a visible sense of surprise on his face. He's gone, Whis says, with a tone of concern in his voice. Beerus shoots up to his feet looking straight at the angel. He's gone? What do you mean he's gone? The realm is empty of any life form. He has managed to escape the realm, Whis replies. Beerus turns and places his hands on his head. I can't believe I tried to keep that guy alive. How can someone even escape the realm? Isn't it under your control? Yes, but there's only one method, Whis reveals. This surprises Beerus. He always assumed a lot of Whis' abilities to be infallible, but it seems like the powers of the angels aren't as foolproof as he thought them to be. I can't house a sufficiently powerful creator, for example. If you can create a separate universe or pocket dimension and throw yourself into such dimension, you can then move from that dimension back into this main universe. It's a form of loophole that those individuals can bypass. I just wasn't expecting Goku to meet that criterion. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. This time, Frieza is eager to get his get back against Goku. He decides to train again way earlier and ends up training for a whole 8 months. This gives him the new golden form, and he also basically masters it since he trains for twice as long as he did in the canon timeline. And with this state, he believes that he has the power to take out Goku. Upon arriving, it's nothing like he expected to see. He arrives with his army, and Goten is the front runner in defeating the fighters there. Alongside him is another strong character that is quite surprising to see, and this is Yamcha. He spent a lot more time training. After seeing Goku become this evil person, it feels annoying that he has no impact over what happens. It feels like if Goku shows up and wants someone dead, they just die. There's nothing that he can do about it. And this led to his closest friends Tien and Krillin dying. This is motivated to really get his training going again, and he's managed to take out quite a few soldiers in this battle. As he arrives against Tagoma and Shisami, this allows Goten to get face to face with the Emperor. I didn't think that you would get all the way here, child. Where is your father? Frieza asks, getting right to the point. As he says this, Goten's face just sinks in and Frieza looks a little confused. Where is he? Frieza asks. He didn't come all the way here to not even hear where he is. He doesn't even care about any of these people here. He just wants to find and kill Goku. He's not here anymore. Some guys took him away, Goten reveals, making Frieza perplexed. Took him away? What is he even on about? Why would they take him away? Frieza asks. He's turned evil, completely, Yamcha states, butting into the conversation. Frieza hears this and just widens his eyes before smiling. Now this is interesting. So that will conclude the third part to What If Goku Was a Demon. Please tell me something you liked about this part or something that I should improve on for the next one. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.